Hello everyone, I am Kirti and our topic of discussion today is nutrition crisis as you already know it, and we will also see how we can cover it with the help of millets, whether millets are helpful in that or not. So let us first understand what is nutrition actually. Nutrition is something that we consume from a health point of view and which makes us strong and immune. It is not something that we eat anything just for the sake of taste or whatever that appeals to our eyes. Something that gives us health and immunity and provides nutrients which are good in our growth and build up of our muscles and which helps us grow our blood and all the body organs, and everything is in a healthy state. Why does it matter? It matters a lot. Nutrition matters a lot, but most of the people these days do not understand the importance of this, because people are going towards eating these days the junk food, the foods that appeal to their eyes, that looks good in taste, and they go for the different tastes, different varieties, but they do not understand how it hampers the nutrition in that. The more processed the food is, the less amount of nutrients in that. So we are going towards the ready to eat foods, the convenience foods, and the foods that are different from the ones we have already been consuming. But due to the over processing, we are losing the content of nutrients in that. These convenience food, ready to eat foods came into existence because the government wanted to cover the nutrition crisis that we have been facing for years. Since independence, we are facing the issue of nutrition crisis. So what government tried to sustain the already produced crops. So in order to sustain and survive and to maintain distribution of the crop to the current population at that time, they try to preserve the foods, different varieties of foods, and also to grow different varieties of crops. For example, wheat and maize and different varieties of rice started coming into existence after this green revolution. But millets at that time were our staple food, and their concentration lost from the millets, and they tried to grow different hybrid varieties, and wheat and rice came into existence. And at the same time, the processing of foods and preservation of food items started taking more preference, so just to meet the needs of the population at that time. But it's been so many years these days that we are still facing this crisis issue. Population is growing and we are not able to meet the demands of food, we are not able to meet the demands of hunger of people, and the situation is again grim. And in this meantime of growing wheat and rice and these hybrid and crops that are available at subsidized rates, and the government also introduced it in the public distribution system, in the ration distribution, and millets were lost their importance, and they have become the food of fodder only for the animals and for the birds. Also, many indigenous varieties of rice lost in the meanwhile. Now, whether are we healthy these days when we are consuming the cereals, wheat, rice, maize, and the pulses, legumes, and different kind of varieties of food that we are consuming these days? We are experimenting with our food products. We are accepting the food items from foreign countries as well, and our food is also going there. Normally, basically, we are only consuming the foreign products. We are liking more of the Chinese foods and the Italian and French cuisine, and we are into American and whatever different kinds of cuisines. But we least follow our Indian food items, and even in our Indian food items, we have forgotten the staple foods that were once there. And here I am talking about millets only, which were a staple long ago. Now, are we really very healthy? No, we are not. In fact, we are rather getting more prone to diseases. Our immunity is going down, our health is going down. In fact, we have got so many lifestyle disorders, to name them: diabetes, blood pressure, thyroid, many hormonal imbalances. There are mood swings, there is aggressiveness, and it is not only affecting the youth, it is affecting the adults, it is affecting the children as well, which are our future generation. Nobody has got good immunity these days, neither females nor males, neither adults, children, youth, anybody. We all are at vulnerable state, and we don't know how to help ourselves. Now let us see what WHO has put as target to be achieved by 2025 for global nutrition. It has aimed at 50% reduction of anemia among women at reproductive age, 30% reduction in low birth weight, increase in the rate of breastfeeding for the first 6 months, basically exclusive breastfeeding, up to at least 50%, 40% reduction of stunting among under 5 children, ensuring below 5% reduction and maintenance of under 5 wasting, no increase in under 5 overweight, ceasing the increase in obesity and diabetes prevalence. These are the targets to be met by 2025. But what our global nutrition report says, that we are off track. We have lost the track of these targets. There is not enough data that has been maintained, and we are not on course. What problems India is facing? India is actually facing the dual burden of obesity as well as hunger. We have people undernourished as well as we have people overnourished and wrongly nourished. Wrongly nourished in the sense, there are people who like only certain foods and then they do not consume other kind of foods in the different food groups. Then they are overnourished, but they are not taking balanced meal. There is basically a wide gap in economic status in society. There are people who are dying out of hunger, who are undernourished, and there are people who have enough but then they are either overnourished or they are wrongly nourished. So obesity as well as hunger we are facing. There is poverty, and then there is malnourishment in children. And children, we have under 5 children who died because of the as simple disease as diarrhea, because that is not controlled in them, and they die due to dehydration, which can be very easily controlled if the mother and the child are able to reach to hospital or to take help. The very simple solution for this is taking the ORS, but they are not able to even take that. So there are many children who are dying just because of these simple minor problems which can be cured easily. Then we have females who are not educated. People are not really aware about the nutrition thing. They would eat a 10 rupee or a 20 rupee samosa, but then they do not know the importance of the fruits and vegetables that can help them with their nutrients. And they would eat chips, fun flips and whatnot, all these ready to eat convenience foods or junk foods, I may say. Then there are underweight females, and there is micronutrient deficiency. But these problems India is facing, so we are facing the double burden. And let's see what National Family Health Survey 4 and 5 says. This is the data of 2019 and 21. Here we have anemia that is increased actually to 67% in people, and then stunting, there is minor reduction from 38 to 35%. Wasting, there is a minor reduction 21 to 19%. Severely wasted people are almost the same, the data is the same. And then overweight people have also increased. This is for children under 5 years of age. Now in adult male and females, that is also not a very good data. Obese and overweight women, there is a minor reduction, 24% to 20% they have come, and overweight and obese men from 22 to 18%, 18.90. So maybe you can call it 19%. So what is the solution? Solution is that we should take a balanced diet. Do we know what is a balanced diet? This is as per the food pyramid, the 5 food groups we have to take. These include the majority of grains as given in the food pyramid. The majority we have to take the grains, and then fruits and vegetables as well. And milk and milk products, also the livestock, and a little amount of fat, oil, salt and sugar, that is to be taken very minimal. We have to include all these 5 food groups in our diet daily, 3 meals and snacks in between, but all has to be healthy. Nothing of convenience foods or ready to eat foods and preserved items, because as I have already said, the more processed the food is, the more refined the food item is, the less is the number of nutrients in that. These food groups, I must say that within a food group also one has to change the food item regularly, not only one item. If you are eating bread one time, then you should eat chapati also other time, then we can take rice also. And as we are talking about millets, we have to include millets in our diet also. So within grains also we have to change food items. Within vegetables we have to change vegetables. Bitter gourd one time, then I can take bottle gourd another time, then I can take capsicum in another meal. So if I like potato, then that doesn't mean that I'll have potato all the time. In fruits also we have to take variety, we have to change it. So now, how is our government managing this nutrition crisis problem? Initially, after independence, when our government faced this issue, green revolution came. I already discussed, many different crops were tried, hybrid crops were grown and cultivated, but then millets lost their importance. Now government for the past few years is trying to promote millets specially and is on a mission for that. Now what government is doing is, it is doing mass awareness, spreading the word among people through schools and through other ways. Like now what government has thought of is that to provide millets once in a week through in Anganwadis as well as in midday meals and schools. Also in hotels, they have told the hotels and restaurants to have at least one dish of millet. This is about 2023 I am talking now. In 2023, this is the mission that the government has started. The chefs are also supposed, these days different chefs have their YouTube channels and different handles where they are sharing their dishes and promoting themselves. So now they have to give training on millets recipes as well on their at least one of their platforms. To the public, government is trying to say to have at least millets once in a week, so that they can again get used to the taste of it. And food influencers are supposed to share their best experiences with millets to promote more vrat recipes of millets. Like we usually have some samvak and kuttu, atta pakoras and puris during the vrat days. So there are different vrat recipes of millets to be promoted. And then online platforms and delivery agents also are to be asked to popularize millets. Then we government is also organizing different events in schools, colleges, universities, industry and civil societies. FSSAI has also given their guidelines to develop standards for eating millets. What recipes can have what standards, and to have monthly millet challenge. Generally FSSAI usually have eat right challenge. Every year they come out with this kind of an event. So now this is millet challenge and millet year. Every year they are doing something to promote millets. Grain, wheat, sorghum, other millets account for 1/4 of the total food grain production in India. And why they are really good? They have high productivity, as I have already told. They can be grown in one season only. In Kharif time they are grown, and by the Rabi season comes, it is cultivated. they have short growing season, can be easily grown. And what good advantage they have is they are gluten free. People with having celiac diseases and wheat allergies can have it very easily. In certain like sorghum, they have lower digestibility, so they are good for the people with certain diseases like in diabetes and all that, where they need the carbohydrates that are not easy to digest. They have advantages over other crops including drought and pest resistance. As I have already said, that they can be grown anywhere in the India, and irrespective of the temperature and rainfall. They need little water. They can be grown very easily, and mainly bajra is eaten throughout the India mostly. And it is to be added in the public distribution system, as I have already told, through midday meals and in Anganwadis. Now let us see what is their nutrient composition. If we compare them, let us see the calcium component of finger millet. It is 344 milligrams per 100 grams. We are seeing in sorghum the calcium content is though 25, but then the finger millet like ragi, it has the maximum calcium composition. Now let us see the carbs in sorghum are 70.7 grams, and iron content in pearl millet is 11 grams. 11 it should be, yes, 11 grams. If we see about the wheat, the carb content of wheat is 71.2, and the calcium content of wheat is 30 milligrams, and iron content of wheat is 3.5 grams. Energy value of wheat is 348, whereas in case of pearl millet, that is bajra, it is 363 kilocalories. And the calcium content of pearl millet bajra is 43 milligrams, whereas in case of wheat and rice it is 30 and 33 milligrams per 100 grams. Now let us take a look at the benefits of pearl millet, that is bajra. It has, though we have already seen the nutritional composition, there are some micronutrients as well, like carotene, that is vitamin A, vitamin B, dietary minerals, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, iron, zinc, copper and manganese. Also, though they have some anti-nutrient properties, but then through certain processing and cooking treatments, so these phytic acid, polyphenol, amylase inhibitors, they can be destroyed, and then it becomes eating friendly with germination and other cooking procedures. As I have already told, millets are gluten free, they are acid free, they are ideal for people having wheat allergies, and they are nutritionally superior to rice and wheat, already discussed. And then similar are the benefits of finger millet. We have already seen it has very good calcium richness, and it is a wholesome food for diabetic patients, and its protein content has high biological value. That means the amino acids, the essential amino acids, are more in it. It is easily incorporated into the body. Several amino acids crucial to human health are found in this grain. They are deficient in many other cereals, so it is a very good choice to eat ragi. These days ragi is being promoted in many processed foods like cookies and all. The phosphorus content of ragi is also very high, and it is a very good weaning food in the form of porridge gruel for children. Also, ragi vermicelli is also available as instant food. If people are going for instant foods, convenience foods, then this ragi products are also available in the market. It can be made into rotis, dosas, porridge, cookies, and even tasty laddus. Now let us take a look at the jawar, sorghum. It is also rich in many micro and macronutrients. It's basically uses in industrial on industrial scale. It for making alcoholic beverages. In bread making industry also, wheat and sorghum combination is being used, and also sorghum cowpea combination, sorghum soya bean combination in weaning food industries, this is being used. Now Why people are not adapting to this? Because it is not as convenient to cook them, the pearl millet basically, as it is to cook wheat and rice. So let us take a look at one recipe I have covered in this video, just to give a glimpse how can we take them. It is potato bajra pancake. So in this case we can take a boiled potato also, or we can grate potatoes. What I have mentioned here is to grate potatoes in bowl. Take 3 potatoes, grate them after properly washing and peeling them, and in the same bowl take half a cup of bajra, and if you like onions, take onions, or if you want to add any vegetables, you can make it a mixed veg kind of pancake also. So you can add onions, coriander leaves, chili powder, salt, cumin seeds, whatever spices you want to add. So you can mix it together and make it a batter. The thickness is to have for a pancake. So take a small pan and heat it on a medium flame, then add some oil, and or if you are very health conscious, just grease the pan. Do not add the oil, just grease it. Put the batter into the pan to make medium sized pancakes and cook them on slow flame till the pancakes turn golden brown in color from both the sides, and you can eat it immediately. So this is a easiest recipe that I have shared. So in case when you are taking half cup bajra, that means the flour you have to take. So to reduce the cooking time, you can parboil the potatoes and then peel and grate them to make the pancakes. And you can add chopped veggies like capsicum, bell peppers, tomatoes, etc. That's all from my side about the millets. Hope it is helpful and you will also start taking millets. Thank you, and wait for my next videos that I would be covering about exams and schools, because exams are coming, and so I would be talking about the exam phobia. Thank you.